All right, everyone, we should be live. Let's make sure that's actually the case over on Rumble, of course, where I will start it and then pause it. I do see that people are piling to chat, so that's always a good indicator. Minocqua Brewing Company to brew beer in honor of VP Kamala Harris presidential vid. Yes, we will be talking about Cringe beer. If you thought the Budweiser story was weird, yeah, we got something that's even worse. So, prepare to cringe. Luzern County has decided not to use drop boxes ahead of the election. I'll be reading some of that verbatim, I believe. Trump saying the other day, if he loses this election, or if he wins it, obviously, he won't run again in 2028. That's actually the right decision to make, honestly. You don't want to end up going Biden mode. You get into office and you're like, you're cognitively aware, but then things begin to break down. So I think that that's actually the right decision to make. Blue state frees pillowcase rapist who terrorized over 100 women. Yes, indeed, in LA County in California. We'll be talking about that because that's mildly concerning. Nancy Mace decided to post texts, actually, and enter them to congressional testimony showing an individual that had been a critic of her saying that she was a racist, right? Doing kissy face emojis and stuff like that. That's actually been entered into congressional testimony. Doctors weigh in on mystery illnesses plaguing attendees at Donald Trump rally. Could have been a chemical attack. Could have been something different from that. I believe that it was probably a chemical attack, and there's a little bit of a cover-up going on. But we'll wait and see. We'll see the evidence that we'll never actually see. I see a lot of clanking going on over there. I see an infinite number of clanks. That's a lot of spoons. Clank, clank. I don't have to clank water, Gotta stay hydrated. Especially since, again, remember, at 1 p.m., again, live with the quartering on Mondays and Wednesdays as well. I see a lot of ping us as well. Last beacon, he's trying to become a channel meme. I will accept that, but you can't spam it all the time. You're allowed one ping us post per day, unless you pay me. Then you're allowed as many as you want, but you've got to actually pay for them. Don't make me ban you, Beacon. Don't make me mute you, boy. I'm just joking. You can spam ping us, but do make sure that people can actually participate in chat. Oh God, now we've got ping us going on YouTube as well. I'm never going to be free of it. I got my 10.2 ping us, supposedly. It's actually more of a 6.66. Katie Cakes, $9.99. No comment. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think that I have the best audience in the entire world. Because, when you're on this live stream, you can just fucking say whatever the fuck you want. There's no bullshit. Ping us all over the place. There are going to be people that don't get the ping us reference, by the way. We've got over 1,000 penises, and Oprah Winfrey is, gargling each one. Darth Corn Pop, Deer Sticks. You hear that Chicago gangbangers are waging war against the Venezuelan migrant gangs. Who will the leftoids side with? NPC programming short-circuiting. I've seen that story, and I have no fucking clue how that's going to work out. It probably won't work out at all in the end. It'll probably end in a bloodbath or something like that. Now, wait, the Italian mafia gets involved. Minocqua Brewing Company to brew beer in honor of VP Kamala Harris presidential bid. By the way, if you look at the picture of apparently the proprietor of this particular microbrewery, I don't think that you'll be surprised. You should look it up yourself. It's a great idea to do that. Let me change the tab there. A Wisconsin brewery is capitalizing capitalism on Vice President Kamala Harris' presidential bid. Minocqua Brewing Company is beginning production of Hope Espresso Stout. A 4-pack is $17 and available for pre-sale right now. They'll ship in September. The owner of Minocqua Brewing Company previously launched an anti-Donald Trump billboard campaign and tried unsuccessfully to keep Trump's name off the presidential primary ballot in Wisconsin. By the way, if you go to their actual website, and you probably should, maybe we can overload it or something like that, you will not be surprised to see what the owner looks like. There's some soy I think, in his diet, I suppose. You won't be surprised. It's branded as a progressive beer company. So, yeah, progressive liver failure. That's basically the point. When you get cirrhosis, just know that you've funded a good cause. That seems to be basically the point. Ghost tax. There's a New York Post article saying that some are not seeing through enough signs of RNC doing traditional door knocking and canvassing in swing states. Not a surprise. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. Zim the Despot. Anyone else want to get into politics just to ban all political parties, or is that just me? Probably just me. No, I sympathize and empathize. So yes, go to Minocqua, that is Minocqua Brewing Company. And, you can get your Kamala beer, I suppose. I'm assuming it's a light beer. I don't think these people could handle anything stronger than that. Just saying. Like what? It's probably like 2% alcohol. It's probably like a short beer or something like that. By the way, if my hair looks a little bit messy, I took a shower earlier. Sometimes I bathe. BW Sticks. I initially thought it looked weak for Trump to not want to debate again, but now that Kamala wants to, and she didn't get a post-debate bump, maybe it looks weak on her part to be asking for another. Yes, but remember, we're already Trump fans. To the independent voters, the best thing that Trump can do, and I stand by what I said earlier this morning, and I got panned for it by some people, challenge her to not just one, but 2 debates. Push the date, and then get a 3rd debate, like on Fox News. He would absolutely crush her. That's the whole point. I don't want her to go into the election having any possibility of victory. I want Trump to be assured of victory. I'm not interested in any possibility of that fucking psycho, Kamala, getting anywhere near the rungs of power. Please don't allow that. Trump needs to stand in the gap for the American people. Hundreds of millions of people are depending on him to defeat her. Neon Dystopia. Tim Pool's stream was boring. This is much better. I like Tim Pool. I was on his stream once. He has some crazy shit, by the way, in his house. He has like a whole herd of chickens. He has a skate park in his basement. He's a pretty cool dude, actually. Carson 87. When Lexus of USA wanted a V8 model for their lineup, Toyota of Japan shipped them a crate of V8 juice. True story. Oh, they did? Haha. Haha. Yeah, I'm a fan of V8. The engine and the drink, by the way. Doge, Do7JJ. Hey, Sticks, what's your take on the new bill that passed, which did not include the SAVE Act? Trump over on X not happy with Speaker Johnson. Yeah, Speaker Johnson is a little bit on the weakish side. He reminds me a little bit of John Boehner, actually. No, Midwest Gunner, spicy hot V8 is not the best. Just regular old-fashioned V8, that's all you need. If you want to make it spicier, drip some Tabasco sauce in it or something. Jesus Christ. Sigrib, actually, they did release much of that. That actually was released. Let's see. What else do we have to talk about? Luzern County drops use of drop boxes ahead of election. They dropped the use of drop boxes. I found that mimetic. County Manager Romilda Crocamo said in a notice, security concerns and financial risk are reasons not to deploy boxes this November. So in Luzern, This is in Pennsylvania, of course, and this is one of the main swing states. They will not be having ballot drop boxes. I think this is a good idea. The idea, and this was what they said, is, even if you have a camera on them, you can't necessarily vouch for the validity of the ballots. This is true. This is a partial defortification of part of Pennsylvania, and definitely is of note. Crocamo said in her notice, I don't know exactly how that's pronounced, Crocamo, my apologies, because, she obviously made the right decision, said in her notice she worried about the potential for illegal activities. Although video surveillance is a check, it is not a foolproof means of ensuring compliance with voting laws, she said. With the removal of ballot drop boxes, mail-in voters will now have to mail in their ballot or drop it off with the Bureau of Elections. Crocamo believes this decision will help the county manage this year's election. Yeah, it would be nice if you could get all of the results in the same night. Yeah, it'd be really good for political analysts like me as well, who had to wait for fucking days to see the results, which were falsified anyway, in 2020. I think it's a good idea, all things considered. Now Last Beacon is rambling about beer. There's nothing wrong with a beer. Heineken, fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Some of you get the reference. No, Tenerife, that's not an actual Ouija board. This is, my mom got it for me, actually. It's a mouse pad. It's designed to look like a Ouija board. Yeah, my hope is that the votes are counted same day. Typically in elections, the results pretty much the night of. 2020 is the one exception, Well, 2016, of course, there was that whole incident where Hillary Clinton was clearly sloshed and probably throwing plates and bottles at people. And then Podesta had to come out on stage and say, no, this isn't over. We're not conceding yet. Just go and get some sleep. We'll be back to announce tomorrow. They had to clean her up. Quite clearly, they had to clean her up. Last Beacon, that is your last beer post, by the way. Meltav81, put a Y in chat if you want Last Beacon to shut the fuck up. I don't mind if he says beer, beer, beer. I'm just saying other people need to be able to chat too. He's a fun fellow. Wasted Bonehead, good morning from the grave. Yeah, we're approaching Halloween, so this is your time of year. I imagine that party in that cemetery is going to be quite something. Matt Lindsay 91, did you see the DOJ released a letter written by Ruth after his arrest? No, I didn't. You can DM me on Twitter. I didn't actually see that. I'm assuming the legacy media buried it for a reason. This happens on a regular basis. Taco Woman Sandy Ravage Sticks, please shout out my blackened death metal band, Gnashing, and our show this Saturday, 9/28 at Siberia in Nola. Going to be a killer show with a killer lineup. Call Nola area clankers. Yeah, I think that I may or may not be able to attend. Regardless, I wish you well in your endeavors. I'm not 100% sure. On the 28th. Just a sec. Let me check my calendar. 28th. So that's Saturday. So yeah, we take the little cruise then. We're going on a steamship tour too, with jazz band and stuff like that. And then there's the Claude Monet thing. I think that's on the 27th. I'll get back to you. I might be able to make it. Slick Rick argued with a coworker that Trump's ear didn't get hit with shrapnel. He claimed that an AR bullet would have left a massive scar on the side of the head if a round hit the ear. He was in the Army for 15 years. Depends on where it hit it. If it only nicks the very top of it, of course, it's just going to go off, into the sunset. The Grizzly. What do you think of, Trump being endorsed by the Muslim Dem mayor from Michigan? It's the county that borders Dearborn. Will this have any impact? Yeah, it probably will, actually. And it'll be a fun one. Bill McDowell. Sticks. Trump is in my area today, 5 minutes from my kids' school, Indiana, Pennsylvania. Can you shout out my kids, Billy, Austin, Connor, and Dakota? Obviously cool kids, you get a shout out. Yeah, I think Trump may take Michigan. It's just he's probably got better luck in Pennsylvania, honestly, and possibly Wisconsin. Oh, I don't know. Anti-Illuminati. Hey, Stick, sent you DM about Hangout in NOLA. Sounds good. Yeah, it'd be funny to have a Clank convention over in New Orleans. Wasted Bonehead. Sticks, how will you celebrate Halloween? Shall you resurrect some of my deceased friends? I celebrate Halloween by doing several things. Watching Hocus Pocus, the old 90s movie, is an absolute must. You must watch Hocus Pocus. And then my niece will probably want to go trick-or-treating. So do dress up and, take her out and she can get candy and shit like that. Matt Lindsay just sent you a link to Ruth's letter on X. I'll check that out later. Thank you very much for that. And oh, Dave, you don't like Hocus Pocus? Aw, that's no fun. That's one of my favorite movies. It's a Halloween tradition. I'm a little bit itchy right now, by the way, because, I showered. BW, Sticks, what will they be able to do if the voting is paused for a week like last time? Oh, they will definitely try to fuck the election. I don't deny that at all. It's just this time you've got a few states that have been defortified. The problem for them is that those states, basically, they put you over 270. And so you may not be able to fortify enough states. Yeah, I know. Fuck Bette Midler, absolutely. Oh boy, I could tell you a couple of stories about that. I don't think you understand how depraved Hollywood really is. Yes, there are actual star whackers. They do exist. That's not a conspiracy theory. And there are child actors that have been horrifically abused. I would know. I've talked to a few of them. But I can't get into more detail because it's kind of confidential. Oh, I could tell you about Bette Midler. You know the chick that plays the younger witch in Hocus Pocus? I can't remember what the fuck her name was. Bette Midler was the oldest one. And then there was the Sarah Jessica Connor or whatever the fuck it was. She effectively plays a pedophile in that movie. She's perving on people that are clearly underaged. Let's just put it this way. There's a reason for that. I'm sure she enjoyed the role. Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker. I will say no more. But, yeah, Omri Katz is one cool dude. Let's put it that way. May have been in personal contact with him at one point. He's the lead role in Hocus Pocus. Yeah, I believe that there's probably a reason why she played effectively a pedo witch. This is just my belief. I don't have any evidence. I don't have any proof, but I think that there's probably a reason for that. Then you look at Madonna and her then 18-year-old boyfriend, and it begins to click in your head. I will say that Sarah Jessica Parker was attractive at that time. I will say that. But Hollyweird, yeah, is quite something. Anyways, let's get to our sponsors before we get to any more news, actually. It's Monday Live. We talked about Cringe beer, Luzern, and we're going to talk about Trump in a minute. But first, we'll get to our sponsors, cultivated-mind.com. where you can get mushroom pills. I use these every single day. You've got Brain 2, you've got the Radiant Energy. Those are more of an energy booster. There's an immuno pill, organic dual bioactivated mushroom extracts. I can vouch for them anecdotally, although I can't say this legally, that they have a side effect that I didn't expect that was very, very beneficial for me. And no, it has nothing to do with sex. Some people were thinking, oh, it got you hard. I didn't have a problem with that. And no, it has to do with something else. It has to do with different chemical substances, actually. We've got pumpkinfirecrafts.us, where you can get bookmarks, important for the bibliophile in your life, keychains, belt chains, engraved spoons, glassware is now available, and also more. They've also got some stuff that's not sticks related, but you know, you should you go there for the sticks and then you get stuck with something else. Haha, pun intended. BiltongUSA.com, the land of Anton's sweet meat. You should swallow it. Also, Stick, Sex, and Hammer mugs, tumblers, and shirts are available there. But again, I strongly recommend the bison and the cabanasi. They are both absolutely delicious. They've got game in there too. So there's elk and venison and other things available now as well. Wicked Needle Embroidery.bigcartel.com, the land of Stick, Sex, and Hammer hats. You can get the offset Ouroboros logo, or there's the one that's a little bit smaller and it's in the center with the wings, like the normal logo, and then it says Stick, Sex, and Hammer 666 below it. And there are various colors available as well. HeritageHeirloomSeedCompany.com, where you can get Stick, Sex, and Hammer soap with clove, cedar, and blueberry. It is very, very wonderful, by the way. There is a new one that's on its way, and they've got other soaps available also. You can also get a seed survival bucket there on their website. Websterswares.com/sticks-wares, where you can get knives, very sharp, be careful with them. Again, I learned that the hard way on a live stream, no less. Thank you, Websters. And also coats. We've got metal straws, so you can save a sea turtle. You can save the sea turtle that I otherwise would have eaten when I'm in New Orleans. Yeah, think of that. And then finally, jamandbean.com. That is JAMNbean.com, where you can get delicious coffee, also tea. Get the Costa Rica blend, and we've got a Clank blend coming in soon. As soon as I get an update on that, I will make sure to shout it out, because, boy, it was smooth. I mean, it's on par with the Costa Rica blend. I want to favor it because it's actually slightly even smoother, but the Costa Rica blend is superb. It's a 10 out of 10 coffee, so, you know, just grab a couple bags. Tony the Mighty, morning Sticks. This is my first clank. First clank, best clank. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Cultivated Mind, hello from Houston. We are having a raffle for all who enter code STICKS at checkout. Hats, hoodies, coffee, soap, mushrooms, and more. First, second, and third place prizes. Cultivated-mind.com. Clank. Wasted Bonehead. Hocus Pocus is awesome, but you should all tune into the Bone Show sometime. It's on channel 666. Have you ever seen the Israel 666 episode of The Great Satan at Large? If you haven't, you should definitely check it out. Keep in mind, not safe for work. Very not safe for work. As in occasional homosexual pornography, actually. The Great Satan at Large. I remember talking to one of the people that was involved with Lou Perfidio's production, actually. And he said that there were a couple of other episodes that actually aren't publicly available. And I tried to buy them, but then he disappeared. And I was really, really sad. He said that those two were the best ones, and the ones that were held aside weren't as good. But damn, I'd still love to watch them. Cooking Inferno, wish me luck. Another hearing Wednesday fighting over money from our divorce 5 years on. Good luck to you. You'll need it. Terminator Trav. Have you ever played the OG Fallouts? I've been a Fallout fan for a decade, but Just now I'm playing the original games and I love them. A whole nother feel to them. No, I haven't actually. I played Fallout 3, loved it. Played Fallout 4, loved it. Played Fallout, yeah, what's the one there? The one that was made by, I think it was Obsidian. I can't remember the name of it. That one was glitchy. It had some problems. Fallout New Vegas. I think I like Fallout 4 the best, but only with mods. It's pretty big. It's pretty complex. The main quest line is more complex. Fallout 3 was better for side missions. Wasted Sticks. I recently met Alice Cooper. Talk about a spooky experience. It was great. Yeah, he looks like he belongs in the grave with you at this point. Just saying. No, Fallout New Vegas. I mean, it was all right. The thing is, what I want out of a game, I want to feel like I'm affecting the world around me in a game. That's why I liked Fallout 4 more, because you could create actual little villages basically. They should have been more well structured, and some of them were a little on the small side, but you could create settlements, and it felt like you were actually affecting the world around you. I want them to take this when they do Fallout 5. I want them to take it and put it on steroids. Cooking Inferno. I will need it. You have Stolas. I have King Paimon. Should work out okay, but the ex-wife is a win with all cost type. I'm pleased to meet you and hope you guessed my name, so I don't think that you'll have any problem. Just saying. Cultivated Mind is absolutely correct. The Lincoln rifle in Fallout 3 was invaluable. And you were fucking crazy if you sold it to the leader of that group of slaves that you could either enslave them or not. Selling him all the other stuff, like the Lincoln commemorative coins, the hat and stuff like that, none of that mattered. But if you sold the Lincoln rifle, my goodness, that hit hard. Spray and Pray in Fallout 4. N.O. Dave, yes, you are absolutely correct. Spray and Pray is the perfect gun. Imagine being able to fire explosive rounds that not only knock over the enemy like an auto turret, but they also do area damage. I mean, nothing can stand against you. The only problem is you can't really use it if you're in a settlement or something like that. You had to switch out weapons. If you accidentally kill a settler and you have, like, let's say that you're in Sanctuary and you have, all of your companions are basically waiting there, and you accidentally shoot a settler with area effect, all of a sudden everyone falls down around you and you're forced to sprint. So you better have really good agility skills. Cooking Inferno. My 2 succubi, names withheld, should help. Get yourself some succubi. Had one once. I was on Salvia Divinorum one time and had sex with a demon. I'm not going to bother explaining further. BW, Sticks, did you like Resident Evil or The Last of Us? The Resident Evil movies or the games? I never played the games. The movies were good, though. Never seen The Last of Us, actually. I think. Not 100% sure. Anti-Illuminati. I only play Fallout 4 on survival mode. It's how it should be played. But I don't like to do settlements. I like to live on the road and survive on what I find. Yeah, that makes it a little bit more difficult, true. Trump says he won't run for president again in 2028 if he loses this time. So this is actually a fairly major announcement. Donald Trump will not seek re-election if he loses. I'd point out he also doesn't seek re-election if he wins. And that's what's being buried by the legacy media. If he wins election, he can't run again. I think that that's what he's alluding to. He's just saying, well, I'm going to win this election, so I'm not going to be eligible to run a third time. It's actually an anti-authoritarian statement, but they're running with it as though they're like, well, Donald Trump, if Kamala Harris beats him, then he won't be able to run again. He said that he won't. I think that that's what they're going with, and I think that there's a fucking good reason for that. Just saying. Cooking Inferno, no need to explain. I know. Thoughts on the Golden Pulley? I think I edited a copy of that at some point, actually. I'm pretty sure that I did. Not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure that I did, though. Golden Pullet. Yes, I think that I edited that. I know what you're referring to. I know the book. Did I? Let me look this up, actually. Did I edit a copy of the Golden Pullet? I think you mean the Black Pullet. Do you mean the Black Pullet? Because I do have a copy of that available. Oh, so I've got a splinter of something stuck in my tooth, and it's really bothering me. Yeah, do you mean the Black Pullet? Or the hen with the golden eggs? I remember there are references to all sorts of interesting works. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, Cooking Inferno, I'm pretty sure you mean the Black Pullet. I've got a copy of that available. Let me grab it. I'll put this out. It was one of my earlier works, The Hen with the Golden Eggs. It's not in a proper format. I do need to release a new copy of that, but I'm going to post it in chat anyway. It was fun to edit that one. Yeah, no, Cooking Inferno. I see what you saw. Yeah. That one was, yeah, it was an anonymous work, actually. I edited that back in 2013. It's been a while. More to come. By the way, my illustrator got in touch with me, actually, earlier today. And so we're going to be working together on a few more works for this year. I'm going to pace myself next year. The thing is, like, during election season, I've got a little bit less time to edit things, a little bit less time to read and stuff like that. The Black Pullet has become infamous in the modern age for its contents. This is my pre-word, by the way. One part story and one part instructional guide. It was purportedly written in the 18th century. The original author remains a mystery. This is true, by the way. We don't know who wrote it. Teaching the art of talismanic craft, it promises that the reader, able to understand its content and possessed of a virtuous demeanor, will be capable of using its incantations and tools to obtain everything from the capability to become invisible to hordes of hidden treasure. Often conflated with other works published confusingly at times under the same name, this nonetheless remains the singular true pullet, which in time and time again has been so mysteriously mentioned in lore. I got to read more. The reader is warned by this author, whosoever should use these rights and powers without divine guidance in a holy life will bring down the wrath of the divine being and of the author himself, who proclaims his use of talismanic arts to do so, perhaps having extended his lifespan beyond normal means. Take heed. It actually is a really good work. It's a really good read. Yeah, but it's the Black Pullet that you're thinking of. Webster's Wares. Good morning, Clankers. Free shipping using code STICKS at websterswares.com. Free shipping on orders over $40. Then use code CLANKER2024. for 15% off site-wide. Custom Trump and Sticks merch available. Spike 11114. 7. Sorry, I got the number wrong. If Kamala repeals the jobs and tax cuts bill, the standard deduction be half and bring back Obamacare penalty tax. Trump needs to vocalize that more. He does need to focus on economics. Absolutely, I agree with you. Soulstorm 9000. Ouija mouse map, combining communication methods. Yes, indeed. Oh, shit. It's gliding across it on its own. Webster's Wares. Funny that the DOJ only released the first page of Ruth's letter with the assassination attempt on it, trying to inspire more to attempt. Oh yeah, they're probably doing that. They've been doing this entire time. We've got a very, very troubling story here. This one, unfortunately, is not on the happy-go-lucky side. Mostly, this is a white pill channel. I tell you funny things. I like to do infotainment. There's no tainment in this particular one. Blue state frees serial pillowcase rapist who terrorized over 100 women. Christopher Hubbard is set to be released in Los Angeles County, California. A convicted serial sexual offender known as the pillowcase rapist is set to be released in California, not a surprise what state it is, next month. And the community, along with its leaders, have been vocal about their opposition. Christopher Hubbard, 73, was convicted in 1973, 1982, and 1990 in both Los Angeles and Santa Clara counties for a series of rapes and other sex crimes, according to the LA District Attorney's Office. He got his nickname because he used pillowcases to muffle some of the screams of his victims. Sounds like a real nice guy now, doesn't he? It doesn't matter where they put him. He's going to rape again. Cheryl Holbrook, who survived a rape herself as a freshman in high school, told Fox News Digital about the possibility of Hubbard's release. The guy is really bad. It doesn't matter how old he is. Yeah, I mean, even if he can't keep it up, he can always use a baseball bat now, can he? This is California, so it doesn't really surprise me. The Department of State Hospitals has recommended Hubbard's placement in an address in the Antelope Valley in the desert about 80 miles north of downtown LA. He was released nearly a decade ago with an ankle bracelet and placed in a home just east of Palmdale, California, amid opposition and protests from local residents. And then he fucking raped somebody again. Holbrook, 63, was one of these protesting residents, and she has been fighting against his release in the community since 2013. She lived only 10 minutes away from Hubbard in 2014 and had the chance to speak with him directly at the time. He told us he will reoffend again. He'll do it again, she said. If somebody tells you, hey, I know, I've been in prison for like the last 30 years or something. I raped 20 people. I'm going to do it again the second that I get out. Shouldn't we believe them? Wouldn't that be a good idea? Hubbard admitted to raping more than 100 women throughout California between 1971 and 1983, former LA County Sheriff John L. Scott said in a letter opposing his release. He is the most prolific and violent rapist I have encountered in 45 years of California law enforcement. He has been declared a mentally disordered, no shit, and extremely dangerous violent sex offender, the sheriff wrote. 2 years after Hubbard's 2014 release, the one that he was opposing, by the way, he was taken back into custody for violating the terms of his release. Holbrook noted he had failed multiple polygraph tests. That's meaningless because, polygraphs are bullshit. Hubbard was convicted in 1972 of raping 14 women, Scott wrote in his letter. After being paroled in 1983, he raped a woman on the same day of his release, then raped 9 more women in San Jose area that year before he was caught and returned to prison. Hubbard was again released in 1990, but was rearrested after he took a woman hostage. This is an incredibly violent, insane individual, and the state of California is saying, you can go out on parole. That's perfectly fine. I don't mean to laugh because it's not really funny, but geez, Hubbard has an extensive arrest record for violent crimes including rape by threat, sodomy, oral copulation, burglary, and false imprisonment, Scott added. In 2021, the Department of State Hospitals recommended he was suitable to be conditionally released. Yeah, he's totally not going to slip his leash, by the way, which cleared the path for his pending release next month. These people are goddamn fucking insane. A person like that, here's the litmus test. Let's say that somebody assaults somebody in a bar. They're drunk or something like that. Should they be removed from society? Not necessarily, because they're not a naturally violent person. They just, they made a big mistake. You give them a couple chances. But if somebody has 100 fucking chances, I would think that you take them out of society. The founding fathers would have considered this person a criminal lunatic, locked him up in the nut ward, and thrown away the key. And that's what we should do with people like that. I'm sorry, but I don't have any sympathy for the dude. Let's see. I think there was another super chat here. Yes. Redane, I did some research into cults and found that they are as much likely to be abused by their opponents as they are to engage in abuse themselves. You have to DM me on Twitter. I don't know anything about that. Yeah, tarred with a hard R. 20 strikes and you're out. Yeah, that's basically the way I feel. I mean, everyone can make a mistake. Okay, you assaulted someone at a bar. You pimp slapped somebody or something. That doesn't make you a criminal lunatic. But if you do it 100 times, at what point do we say as a society you're too dangerous to be out on the streets? Could drop him in China. Just airdrop him in a foreign country that we don't like. He'll take care of some business, I guess. I am just joking when I say that, by the way. Now, I think he's a sicko. And I think he shouldn't be out on the streets. Unfortunately, the first thing that he's going to fucking do is rape another woman. And then the state of California is going to have to make excuses for it. Say, well, we didn't know that he was going to reoffend. The parole board decided it was a good idea. Yes, Twiggy, my hair is nice and clean. I wonder who did that for me. Hey, it's Anton himself. Good morning, Anton. Hail, Anton, the supplier of sweet meats. That's what I'm talking about. We were just talking about Californian systemic racists, unfortunately. I'd rather talk about Biltong. Yeah, he had... How many fucking charges did he have? Let me check this. I want to see exactly how many charges he had. I'm pulling up the article. How many charges did he have exactly? Yeah, I mean, he admitted to raping more than 100 women, but how many specific charges did he have? I think it says it at the bottom. Oh, yeah. Here's another section that I probably should have read. This is right at the bottom, by the way. Holbrook, who I think was raped by him when she was fucking 15 years old. Yeah, and he got like, I guess, a couple of months for this. Noted a few other concerns about releasing Hubbard in the proposed area. There's no fencing around the house, she said. They don't run any lights at night, so it's dark, black, so he can break into or get into any house at any time. Hubbard's possible release stirs up memories of Holbrook's own sexual assault as a girl. Oh, okay, I guess she was assaulted by somebody else. It's very scary wondering, if he's going to try to come and find us because he knows who we are, she said. Or is he going to rape a little girl again? It terrifies me. The answer to that, unfortunately, is yes. If he's offended that many goddamn times and has been ruled to be fucking psycho, he's going to rape again. It's inevitable. Very unfortunate, but inevitable. The state of California should be ashamed of itself for even considering releasing somebody like that. Completely unacceptable. If I was living in that community, I'd be like, should I sell my house? oh, wait, my house is only worth 50% of what it otherwise would be because everyone knows that this crazy dude is going to be moving into the neighborhood. He will reoffend again. And the state of California will be fundamentally unjustified in having released him and fundamentally responsible for his deeds. If he's truly that psycho, you're responsible for him, not him himself. He's just fucking nuts. He can't even control himself, apparently. Goddamn, 100 women. At some point, you need to rig up the wood chipper, so to speak. Tasmanaut, watch Pennsylvania. They're going to fortify it big time. Agreed. They'll try. In the end, though, I think they'll be unsuccessful, actually. Now, on to funnier news. I don't want to talk about wood chippers and serial rapists all day because it's, this is not a black pill channel. This is a white pill channel. We got to talk about Nancy Mace and her epic win. Apparently, Eric Dyson was calling her a racist some days ago. But then he sent her messages and he sent like kissy face emojis and said that they would be good together or something like that. And it's not 100% clear, but you can see that for yourself. Link in the description. And she was putting it on congressional record. So Nancy Mace literally got hit on by Eric Dyson and decided to put him on blast. And this is one of the most epic things that I've ever actually seen within politics. And it's like Nancy Mace looks pretty good. So I can't imagine that he wouldn't be, mildly attracted or something like that. But, if you call somebody a racist in public, and this is a dynamic of DC, we'll get into that. By the way, I've got the hiccups a little bit. I'm sorry. If you're going to put somebody on blast and say they're a racist, then you don't normally flirt with them thereafter. You don't flirt with Hitler, I suppose, would be the operative goal. But she got the screenshots. And boy, oh boy, is he probably shitting himself right now. I thought this was great. I got like 5 or 6 different people were sending this to me the other day, this particular clip from Breaking 911. I thought it was beautiful. Nancy Mace is too, but, just saying. It was hilarious. You're a racist, but I love you. You're a racist, but I want to suck that slit. You're a racist, but I want to bury my head in between those titties. It appears that Eric Dyson actually sort of kind of thought that way at the time. I think that he made a little bit of a mistake, don't you? I love this electoral cycle because pretty much everything that can happen is happening. You've got assassination attempts, you've got the incumbent standing down, you've got this, you've got the weirdest shit is going on right now in politics. Gives me endless things to talk about. I mean, to me, it's a good day. I don't want anyone to be assassinated or perved on or anything like that, but I would rather this kind of perving than what the pillowcase rapist was doing. Okay, you sent suggestive messages to Miss Mace. You didn't rape anyone, you're still a little bit of a creepazoid, but, it's all good. Tenerife, you're a racist, but I want you. Dyson sounds like he's fucking nuts. Breaking, says Sigrib. Breaking, Scott Pressler just flipped Luzern County, Pennsylvania from blue to red. Yeah, Scott Pressler does it best. He's one of the main men. And he's got some sort of health disorder. I can't remember exactly what it is, but he has I think it's digestive issues or something. But God, he works himself to the goddamn bone. That's a true patriot. Cooking Inferno, welcome to the age of Aquarius. Yes, exactly. Lightning Stab. What is the political strategy idea behind Trump not doing a second debate? I'll try to explain it. I believe that Donald Trump should get out ahead of this and say, okay, second debate's fine. Move the date a couple of days so that he's effectively taking initiative, and then demand a third debate. Technically, it would be the fourth, but the first one doesn't count because it was with Joe Biden. I believe he is making a mistake by not doing the second debate. I just think that he needs to make it his own. And I know some people in the audience, you'll run up against me on this, and you think that it's a bad idea. Of course, it's a goddamn ambush. He knows this. It's CNN that we're talking about. Of course, it's an ambush. Yeah, they'll probably not even have unmuted mics or something like that. That being said, it's a good idea for him to not do just one, but 2 additional debates. It would be wise. He can win without them, of course. It's just, I don't want to be on election day gritting my teeth and biting my nails. I want to know, hey, Trump's got this in the bag. He's completely ground-pounded Kamala Harris. He can do it. You got to believe in him. He needs some more energy, you know? He's capable of it. It's Kamala Harris that we're talking about. She can't answer on policy. All he has to do is point out the fact that she hasn't answered on policy. He needs one more debate where he simply says, she didn't answer the question. I cede my time to you. Please answer the question. What is your tax policy? What is your policy on Ukraine? Can you give specifics? Oh man, he would curb stomp her. That's all he has to do. And to Calico Jack, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's rigged, though. That's the whole point. He can still cede his time. Cooking Inferno, hooray for day drinking. Well, this is just water, but yeah. I've got the pumpkin mug for a reason. Basically, from here on out, everything is Halloween. Franzison, I want Trump to do another debate, but Tulsi should take accountability and do a better job of prepping him. That ABC debate is just disappointing. He did all right. Here's the thing, and this was my criticism of him. He did fine, but he could have done much better. He could have absolutely floored her on multiple occasions because she wasn't answering the questions. If he points that out to the American public, keep in mind, people tend to imbibe information in a passive manner. So you have to let them know actively, hey, you know, she's not actually answering the question that she was asked. People, then it will click in their minds. That's all you have to do. He would knock it out of the park. That's all he has to do. I noticed that they fact-checked him after the debate. They didn't really fact-check Kamala Harris now, did they? Doctors weigh in on mystery illnesses plaguing attendees at Donald Trump rally. Yes, there was a Trump rally in Tucson, and some people got sick there, over a dozen of them. I think it was about 14 people. And they were all located on one point in stage. And some people are saying that it may have been a chemical attack. We're not 100% sure. They're saying it was probably like a defective air conditioner. I find that a little bit difficult to believe, honestly. I think that there may have been an actual chemical attack and that they're just covering it up. Cooking Inferno. Now I'm day drinking. I'm on New Hampshire and need to make you say, stick switch sometime. Move here, it's better here. New Hampshire's where I was born, actually. I like New Hampshire. I'd like to move closer to the seacoast region. Because in Northampton, there's this one beach right next to the Windjammer. I don't think it's called the Windjammer anymore. They sold it, but it's still the Windjammer to me. And you can just walk across the road, and they've got tidal pools. And they're full of crazy shit. Like you see hermit crabs, which you didn't really see back in the day. Back when I was there as a kid, I didn't really see many hermit crabs, but they were overloaded all over the place this last time. And, crabs. I have a crab picture on Twitter for a reason. Mussels, clams, you find fish bones and stuff like that. All sorts of stuff. It's pretty great. Man, I love the ocean. Where would I move for trout fishing in New Hampshire? I live in the Catskills region of New York. I consider myself a cultural prisoner of war, says Ubuk. You can go trout fishing pretty much anywhere. I can answer that for you. Same within Vermont. Sometimes they stock the lakes and ponds and stuff like that too. Tasmanaut, I have the horrible feeling they might just create a landslide for Harris. Blue Texas, blue Florida, illegals given ballots. There won't be a blue Texas or a blue Florida. Don't worry about that. It's about the swing states. If they're going to steal the election, they have to keep it plausible. I don't think they'll be successful, though. Turd Fergberg, I think another debate would be more beneficial for Cam versus Trump. It's more of a course correction for her. Optically, after the debates, a lot of talk about how she didn't even answer the questions. That's how he needs to nail her. I've been saying it now for over a month. Here's all you have to do if you want to destroy Kamala Harris. She is asked a question. She does not answer the question. She goes off into la la land and says something entirely different. It has nothing to do with the prompt that she's been given. You point out the fact that this is the case, and then you cede your time and allow her to elaborate. Probably in the process of this, she still doesn't answer the question. That's all you have to do. There are other ways. I've already explained them. There are other ways that Donald Trump can knock it out of the park. The thing is, he did well at the first debate. He didn't do a poor job. He did a fine job. It's just you didn't put it away. And he's capable of doing that. This has been a continuous gripe of Donald Trump of mine, which is that when he's in a debate or in a conversation or something, sometimes he's handed, an entire quiver of arrows on a silver platter, and he never actually makes use of them. That's the only problem that I have with Donald Trump as far as his speaking style. He's capable of it. He's an intelligent man. He is well-spoken. He can put this race away in one more debate. That's all he needs. Yeah, anyway, we've gotten through the news stories. I'm going to talk about jury duty. Yeah, I got my jury summons, actually. Yeah, isn't that wonderful? Yeah, for October. I guarantee 100% chance they're not going to accept me onto a jury. Mainly because when I show up, I'm going to say, hey, I know about jury nullification. Yeah, but I filled out the questionnaire online and stuff like that. I just thought that was funny. I'm so used to my mouse being over there, I forgot that it was over here. By the way, please send no more super chats. At some point, I should probably have a little snack and stuff. Cooking Inferno. Ave Lucifer. Thank you. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. Lightning Stab. Virginia prediction. I've heard winds of a red Virginia. Possible. And if Trump does get Virginia, then the race is effectively over. Yes, indeed. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. There's so many versions of that song, by the way. The original version's pretty great, but then there's a version by Ghost, and there was a version by, I think it was Tiamat, actually, if I remember correctly. That one was more whispery and more metally. I liked that. Yeah, I mean, do you really think that anyone's going to accept me onto a jury when I show up with a shirt that says, I believe in jury nullification? Probably not. King of Biltong. Biltong is one of the most protein-dense foods in the world, packed with B12, zinc, iron, creatine, and more. Need a healthy snack? Get yours at BiltongUSA.com. Sticks 10 for 10% off. Game is available. Yeah, they've got some venison and elk there too. Delicious. PF Green, I disagree with you. I think Sympathy for the Devil is one of my favorite songs. I bet you can probably guess why. Yeah, Tiamat, the black. Yeah, they did. Well, it's not really black metal; it's more atmospheric metal. But I think they did a cover of that, if I remember correctly. I might be getting the band wrong, but I believe so. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. What's puzzling you is the nature of my game. Call aboard directly. Oh, we've got but Sigrid, I'll leave that up, but keep in mind, I don't know if that's within Rumble's TOS. I'm not 100% sure. Rumble's TOS tend to be a lot more relaxed than like over on YouTube. YouTube is more like, oh my God, you said the F word, we're banning you. Anyways, I do have to go offline here. Apparently, I've got food on tap here that I didn't know was actually available. And remember, at 1 p.m., I go live with the quartering. Then I've got to go back over to, my other home. And there's herbs to gather. There's a shit ton of oregano. I think there's still basil. There might be more dill. And probably got to process off the herbs, too. Oh, somebody sent one more super chat here. Let me see. The Sumerian Stick Slayers album, God Hates Us All, came out September 11th, 2001. Quite a coincidence. Yeah, no, I think I heard something about that. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, Tenerife, symphonic black metal. Yeah, Tiamat's not like the really, really black metal. It's more on the symphonic side. Kind of atmospheric, I suppose. Anyways, I thank you to the over 3,000 people that tuned in live. I'm going to end the stream. I will again be live with the quartering in roughly 1 hour, but I need to get a snack in, relax for a little bit, and then after that, I've got 10,000 other things to do. Keep in mind, I will be in New Orleans, actually, starting on Thursday. That's when we transit there, and I can't wait. I'm going on a steamship. I'm going to see jazz. I'm going to have fun. I'm taking an actual real vacation. I'll still do the quartering streams and stuff like that. Don't worry, I'll still make my content. Hell, the connection will probably be faster in the fucking hotel. But I'm going to be spending my days going to museums, going to voodoo shops and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're in the New Orleans area, I will be organizing a little bit of a clank con or something like that. I don't even care if only like 2 people show up. We're just going to get wasted or something like that. We're going to have some fun. Don't worry, I'll buy dinner. That's about all. Peace out.